Welcome to the first bonus module in the Amazon Sharks course, International Expansion. In this module, I will briefly cover how you can expand your business to regional Amazon marketplaces. I was actually in two minds about whether to include this information in the course or not. And not because expanding your business internationally wouldn't be a good idea, no, but because I know how much work is ahead of you just to get your first main Amazon marketplace working for you, and I know that there's no point in overwhelming you with information that is not your priority right now. But with that being said, I still want you to know that expanding your business to other Amazon marketplaces once you're established in your home country is the best business decision you can make. You will already have a proven product or products in place, good reviews, product images, and great descriptions. So it makes sense to leverage all that existing work by duplicating it to additional Amazon websites, right? Just to give you a teaser on what's happening out there, I recommend you start by checking your product's sales data on regional Amazon websites. For this, you would use the good old Jungle Scout tool. Just search for the product you're currently selling on the website, and then search for the same product on regional Amazon websites. This way, you will instantly see how much demand and competition already exists for your product line on regional Amazon websites. And this is actually a great way to pick your first international Amazon website to work with, because you will want to go where there's a strong demand for your product. I should warn you that what you see may shock you, especially the Amazon US, the .com website. It is massive. The sales are crazy high on the .com website. In many cases, it can be 10 times or even higher compared to the UK marketplace. Obviously, in most cases, it comes with a price tag. Increased competition. But do you know how I feel about competition? I don't really care that much about it, because it's not like I need to take every single sale. If it's a large pie, I will be good with just a slice of it. When you do research on European Amazon websites like Germany, France, Spain, and others, use Google Translate to translate the product you're searching for. You want to search for the product in the local language to get the most accurate results, even though Amazon now uses an auto-translate feature too. A common mistake that newbie sellers make is that after they have been selling on Amazon for some time, they start to think that they're spending way too much money on advertising, seller fees, and FBA fees. So they decide to create their own website so they don't have to pay any of those fees. Great idea, right? Well, only on paper. There are no problems with creating awesome-looking shops nowadays. With platforms like Shopify, you can be up and running within a day and have a really professional-looking, functional e-commerce store. The problem, however, is how will you get customers to that store? The reality is you will have to pay for the traffic. Whether it's via Facebook, Google Ads, or influencers, it will cost you money. The influencer route, if suitable for your product, could actually be the only method that will work for your online shop. This is because you won't be able to make Facebook or Google paid campaigns profitable. At least, not unless you sell something expensive, with very high margins, and can afford all those expensive clicks. The reality is that paid advertising is very expensive, and you won't be getting even close to the conversion rates you're used to getting on Amazon. Forget about it. On Amazon, when doing searches, people are already in shopping mode and ready to buy. Whereas on Facebook, people are generally hanging out and connecting rather than shopping. If you want to drive traffic from Facebook, you will pay for lots and lots of clicks that will never convert. Without going into too much detail, your own shop is a perfectly fine thing to have. But from a business perspective, it won't be easy to get a steady stream of customers to it like we're used to on Amazon. For this reason, a more logical step for expansion is to move your product line to other Amazon marketplaces. After all, that's where the majority of active shoppers are. Already, more than 50% of product-related searches start on Amazon. That means that 1 out of 2 people who want to buy something online start their search on Amazon. And this number is going up year by year, something I am not surprised by at all. Just take your own experience as an example. How many times have you gone to Amazon instead of Google when looking to buy something? I bet you do this most of the time. This will, of course, vary depending on the product itself. When it comes to specialist products within a specific niche, people do tend to look for an online store dedicated to that niche, which is something to keep in mind if your products are, for example, used in crafts or similar activities. So, it's not like Amazon takes all of the market share. There's definitely still a place for e-commerce shops too, but for most everyday products, like the ones we Amazon sharks are selling, Amazon is the best platform to be on. Yes, this does come at a price, and the bigger your business grows, the more painful it may be to look at those big monthly Amazon invoices. It's quite a shock to see that you're spending thousands of pounds in Amazon fees, but I just look at it as the cost of doing business. It is the cost of getting my products in front of millions of buyers with a click of a button, something I couldn't achieve without the Amazon infrastructure. And it's not like those Amazon fees are for nothing. Those FBA fees pay for warehousing and the order fulfillment service. You would have to pay this for your online shop too, even though you can find cheaper companies than Amazon for this task. The PPC costs and the money you pay for traffic is all money you would easily spend outside of Amazon anyway, to hire influencers or buy Facebook ads or Pinterest clicks. Amazon seller fees are the ones that are most painful, I guess, since we pay an average of 15% for the privilege to sell on Amazon. But again, that's not really true. We are actually paying for all that organic traffic and sales that Amazon gives us. Plus, Amazon handles our customer support and returns too. That's without even mentioning the paid ads that Amazon runs on Google, for example, to get extra traffic to our listings. So, when you take this all into consideration, you can really appreciate that Amazon fees are actually great value for what you're getting. It would be so much harder and cost you so much more to achieve the exact same results or better by investing that money into your own online shop. I'm not saying it can't be done, it can. But the majority of you simply won't have the skills, experience, or budget needed to make something of that scale work. Okay, that was a rather long and boring intro, but I really wanted to illustrate to you that the next logical step for your business is to expand your operation to other Amazon marketplaces. When should you take this step? It really depends on your long-term strategy. You can start your expansion even if you have just one product to sell, but you could also wait until you have 3 or 4 products in your portfolio. There's no real difference. This will simply be your business decision to make. Some people won't expand internationally at all. After they see all the tax implications this brings, they will decide to stay with their local marketplace and simply introduce new products to their portfolio. And that's perfectly fine too. It is true that accounting and taxes gets more complicated when you expand into other Amazon marketplaces. Basically, you won't be able to get it all done without having a professional accountant on board. For many people, however, the biggest problem will be cash flow issues. They won't have enough money to buy enough inventory for their local marketplace, never mind expanding to other places. As you can imagine, when you start selling your item on a second marketplace, you will basically need to double your stock levels, your supplier orders, and so on. So, make sure that you wait for a moment when you have enough cash in your bank account to support your expansion. There's no point in, say, starting to sell your product on Amazon.com, the US site, which is 10 times bigger than the UK site, if you don't have enough money for placing those bigger orders with suppliers. Another thing to consider is your intellectual property. Your UK trademark will only be good to apply for the European Amazon brand registry. It won't work in the US or Australia. So you should register for international trademarks ahead of your expansion, so you're protected in those marketplaces too. And by ahead, I mean, in the US, it can take up to 9 months to get a trademark registered. So you really need to be planning this months and months ahead of time. As you can see, there are many things that you need to take into account before you are ready to start selling your product on other Amazon marketplaces. This worldwide expansion can supercharge your business. There's no doubt about that. But it comes with its own set of problems too, like tax implications, cash flow problems, intellectual property protection, and so on. I don't want this all to sound too doom and gloom. That's not my point. As I already explained at the beginning, expanding your Amazon business to regional websites is the next logical thing to do. I just want you to be 100% ready and aware of what to expect.